Welcome to the ASTRALX Deep Dive, illuminating your path. I'm Linarius Celine, your intuitive guide.
And I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist. We're here to bridge celestial wisdom and practical strategy to uh, really unlock your modern path as a sovereign fire.
Today, we're diving deep into the guiding starlight insights specifically for you, the Leo Sun Warrior.
And exploring the powerful cosmic energies that are, well, forging thrones from battlefields in the year ahead. We're looking at how your Aries rising roar is set to redefine leadership and maybe even love in the crucible of 2025.
Okay, let's unpack this fascinating identity for 2025. Your sources describe you as Ares-Helios. What does that mean for your celestial archetype?
Yeah, Ares-Helios. It's really interesting how the source material fuses these two, really powerful archetypes. So as Ares-Helios, you're basically striding into 2025 as the armored sun god.
Armored sun god. Okay.
Think of it like this. Your Aries rising, that's your primal battle cry. It's that raw, immediate energy, the drive to initiate.
Right, that impulsifier.
Exactly. And then your Leo sun, that's your golden radiance, your inherent sovereignty, your natural ability to shine and lead from the heart.
So you put them together.
And you get what the sources call the living conflagration, is where that divine sovereignty meets just raw, primal courage. It's quite an explosive combination, really.
So, okay, if you're this living conflagration, what does this actually mean for you, the listener, in practical terms? How does that show up?
Well, it means your very presence carries weight. Yeah, when the sources say your roar commands legions, it's not literally armies, obviously.
Right, okay.
But it means your voice, your vision, your authentic expression. It can genuinely ignite movements. It can inspire people. Your presence alone can catalyze pretty significant change.
So it's not just potential, it's like your core essence for the whole year.
Absolutely. It's about wielding that combined force, the primal drive, and the radiant authority effectively. That's the key for 2025.
All right, here's where it gets really interesting. Your sources describe 2025 itself as a cosmic battleground, mentioning some pretty intense planetary alignments. Can you guide us through those key energies? What makes the environment so unique for this archetype?
Yeah, that's a great question. How do these movements create such a potent environment for you? The materials we looked at suggest 2025 ignites a kind of nuclear fusion of energies. It's intense. Let's break down the main players.
Okay.
First up, a big one. Pluto and Aquarius landing in your seventh house. Now, the seventh house, that's all about your key partnerships. Romantic, business, close allies.
The one-on-one stuff.
Exactly. Pluto here. It means those relationships are getting a profound, almost revolutionary overhaul. It's not just tweaking things. It's like detonating old paradigms to make way for something much more authentic, much more aligned with your sovereign self.
Wow, okay, detonating paradigms. And what about the double fire ignition mentioned? How does that fit in?
Right, good catch.
Yeah.
So you've got this double fire ignition in your first and fifth houses. Your Aries rising is in the first, that's your identity, how you launch yourself into the world.
Your immediate impact.
Precisely. And your Leo sun is in the fifth house, creativity, self-expression, passion projects, joy. So having fire in both these houses, it just massively amplifies your creative will, your sovereign expression. You'll feel this incredibly powerful urge to create, to lead, really from your core.
Okay, so lots of outward energy. What else is in the mix?
Then there's Saturn in Pisces, moving through your 12th house. The 12th is the house of the hidden, the subconscious, karma, endings. Saturn here acts like an alchemical brine.
Alchemical brine.
Yeah, just dissolving old karmic chains. It's tempering your fire, but in these deep ancestral waters. It's a profound clearing process, helping you release baggage that no longer serves where you're heading. It grounds that fire in a way.
Okay, so deep transformation, clearing out the old. What does Jupiter add to this picture?
So, starting around May 24th, Jupiter moves into Gemini, into your fourth house. The fourth is roots, home, family, your ancestral foundations. Jupiter here brings expansion, new perspectives. It's literally about rewriting your ancestral narratives, finding growth and maybe even freedom within your deepest roots.
Interesting. And Mars, as an Aries rising, Mars is key, right?
Absolutely crucial. Mars, your ruling planet, will be in Leo from July 20th to September 4th. This puts Mars right in your fifth house, supercharging that creative core we talked about. Expect a really potent surge of energy for self-expression, for launching things, for performance. Incredible creative vitality during that time.
Okay, so we have Pluto shaking up relationships, Saturn doing deep cleaning, Jupiter expanding roots, Mars boosting creativity. How do all these forces collide? Why the cosmic battleground description? What's the main clash?
The sources use this dramatic phrase, anti-proton annihilation. Now, obviously, we're talking metaphorically, but what it means for you is that Pluto's intense quantum-level overhaul of partnerships in your 7th house slams directly into your leonine core, your sense of self, your sovereignty, your 5th house expression.
So relationship changes directly challenge your sense of self.
Exactly. The collision is designed to obliterate those codependent bonds, to liberate your sovereign fire from any relationship dynamic that holds it back or diminishes it. It's a powerful call to step away from partnerships that don't honor your true power.
That sounds challenging, but ultimately freeing.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
And then there's that dual fire placement, the Aries and Leo. The materials call it photon entanglement, again, metaphor, but it means these two fires amplify each other, magnetizing incredible power towards you.
Okay, that sounds good.
But here's the warning. It also risks creating a supernova ego. If that power isn't checked, isn't grounded, it can become overwhelming, maybe even destructive.
Right, so it's a year of immense potential, but also requires real self-awareness to handle that power.
Absolutely. That's where Saturn in Pisces in the 12th comes in again, acting as that alchemical brine, tempering the fire, ensuring it's purified, grounded in something deeper than just ego. It's necessary to avoid that supernova.
And the Leo solar eclipse in August, that sounds significant too.
Hugely significant. August 20th. The sources say reality becomes a celestial anvil then. You're being forged, basically, between the hammer of circumstance and the star metal of your potential. It's intense pressure, yes, but it's about powerful refinement. A deep transformation of your identity is likely around that time.
Okay, wow. So with all this intensity, how does it actually show up in your body? How can you physically feel and work with these energies? The sources mention somatic astrology.
Yes, this is crucial. It's about grounding these huge cosmic shifts right into your physical experience, making it tangible. So for your Aries rising activation, you might actually feel things like, say, electric jolts up your spine right before you take action.
Really? Like a physical signal?
Yeah. Or maybe restless energy in your calves when you feel blocked or delayed. Your body's telling you it's ready to move. A somatic prompt the sources give is to stomp rhythmically, really feel your feet while shouting, "Action clears my throne." Maybe even punch the air.
Okay. Channeling that energy directly.
Exactly. It helps release frustration and assert your will physically.
That sounds pretty empowering. What about the Leo sun part? How does that feel in the body?
For your Leo sun in the 5th house, you might notice pulsations in your solar plexus when you're feeling really inspired or creative. Or perhaps heat at your crown chakra when you feel like your brilliance isn't being seen or acknowledged.
Body signals again?
Yes. Your body's signaling creative readiness or that need for recognition. A prompt here is to massage your heart area, maybe with amber oil, think sun energy, while roaring vowel sounds, A-E-I-O-U. Just letting that sound come from deep within.
Roaring vowels, okay.
It helps open the heart, open the throat, let your inner roar out. Express that Leo power.
And with Pluto doing its intense work in the 7th house, those relationship power dynamics, how do they show up physically?
Good question. With Pluto in your 7th, you might notice tension, maybe specifically in your shoulder blades during power struggles. Or perhaps your palms get icy cold when you feel your boundaries are being crossed.
Ah, interesting. Body clues to boundary issues.
Exactly. Your body's showing you where energy is stuck or where you might be giving your power away. A powerful somatic prompt for this is to clasp your hands firmly behind your back, arch your chest forward, really open that heart space, and hiss. With force, my fire sets boundaries.
Hissing.
Yeah, like drawing a line in the sand energetically. It helps you physically assert your space and reclaim your personal power in those relational dynamics.
This whole Ares-Helios archetype feels so
Great.
deep. Ancient, almost. Have we seen this kind of warrior king energy play out historically? Does history give us any models?
Oh, definitely. The source materials actually point directly to Alexander the Great. He's presented as a prime historical archetype for a Leo sun with Aries rising.
Alexander. Okay, I can see that.
Right. You have his strategic ferocity in battle. That's the Aries drive, the conqueror. But combined with his regal ambition, his desire to build empires, his charisma, that's the Leo king aspect.
So, like Alexander, 2025 is about.
It's about conquering, yes, but through inspired leadership. It's about transforming those tricky relational dynamics, the Pluto 7th house stuff, into sacred alliances. Building something powerful with others, not just dominating them.
That makes a lot of sense. And culturally, Beyond history, where else does this energy resonate? Any mythical figures or maybe even modern pop culture examples?
Yeah, the resonance is strong. Mythologically, think of Thor's divine authority, that
Yeah.
commanding presence. That's very Leo. Combine that with Achilles' battle fury, that unstoppable, almost primal Aries force.
Thor meets Achilles. Powerful combo.
Isn't it? Cinematically, the sources point to Gladiator's Maximus,
Yeah.
that sense of royal purpose, justice, vengeance even, but armored in primal strength, fighting for what's right.
I can totally see Maximus as Ares-Helios.
And musically, think Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. That driving beat, the unapologetic power, the conquering vibe, it's pure fire and authority. It demands attention.
Okay, so this deep dive isn't just theory. There are interactive tools, rituals. How can you, the listener, actively engage with these powerful energies? How do you embody this stuff throughout 2025?
Right, the sources are very practical here. They give specific prompts for both reflection and actual physical engagement. First, there's a key moment for pause and reflect around the Aries new moon on March 30th.
Okay, what should you reflect on then?
Two critical questions. First, where does my warrior, Aries, override my king, Leo? It's about finding that balance between drive and sovereign leadership.
Okay, checking the balance.
And second, what partnership, Pluto 7H, must be sacrificed to my sovereignty? Getting really honest about which relationships need that profound Pluto transformation. It's a crucial self-assessment point.
That sounds intense, but necessary. What about something more ritualistic to actively work with the energy?
Yes, there's a ritual blueprint called Solar Armory Ignition. This is specifically recommended for the period when Mars is in Leo, so July 20th to September 4th.
Solar armory ignition, what does that involve?
You gather a few symbolic items,
Mm-hmm.
a gold candle for Leo sun sovereignty, an iron dagger, Aries strength action, a lion figurine, courage leadership, and some chili oil, ignition purification.
Okay, got the ingredients. What do you do?
You anoint the dagger with the chili oil, then carefully pass the dagger through the candle flame while chanting something like, "I temper my fire." Focus the intention. Then, place the dagger beneath the lion figurine.
And then?
For deeper integration, the suggestion is to sleep with the dagger under your pillow for 3 nights. The whole ritual is designed to help you consciously temper and focus that fierce Aries-Helios energy, making sure it serves your highest purpose.
Wow, that's a powerful visualization and action. Is there anything for, like, daily practice? Something quicker?
Absolutely. There's a technique called the War Sun Breath. It's meant for regular embodiment.
War sun breath, how does that work?
You stand in a warrior pose, fists at your solar plexus to ground you in your power center. Then you inhale for 4 seconds, visualizing drawing fire up your spine.
Yeah.
Hold the breath for 4 seconds, compressing that energy in your heart. Feel it build.
Okay, inhale fire, hold in heart.
Then exhale for 8 seconds, a longer exhale, radiating golden light out from your palms while actually roaring, "I am M." Let it out with full conviction.
Roaring I am. Okay.
Yeah. And the affirmation to go with it is, "My courage is my crown." Doing this regularly helps you physically channel and express that inner power daily. Make it a habit.
Okay, so with all these energies, these practices, what are the potential outcomes? The sources mentioned 3 thrones of fire, like potential paths you might find yourself on in 2025 based on your choices.
Exactly. It's a glimpse into possible futures, depending on how you navigate the year. Path 1 is the Lionheart General.
Sounds noble.
It is. This happens if you actively engage with those Pluto and Saturn dynamics. You do the relationship transformation work. You do the ancestral clearing. If you do that, you could find yourself leading what the sources call sovereign brotherhoods or similar groups, transforming toxic dynamics, using your charisma for healing.
So leading through healing and transformation.
Precisely. The breakthrough is that Pluto's 7th house demolition doesn't just destroy, it clears space for new forms of aligned leadership, maybe kingship councils. Jupiter in the 4th grounds it in ancestral healing, and Saturn in the 12th gives you the discipline, maybe even shamanic insight, to guide it wisely.
That's a really powerful, positive outcome. But there must be a shadow side, right? A warning.
Always. Path 2 is the warning, the tyrant sun. This is what happens if you prioritize ego, if that supernova ego takes over. Mistaking domination for leadership.
What are the signs of that?
The sources mention things like chronic hypertension from suppressed rage, becoming isolated because your Leo pride pushes people away. Repressed Pluto energy turns into destructive power struggles. Basically, you get consumed by your own fire instead of directing it constructively.
Okay, a clear warning there. What's the third path?
The third is the solar catalyst. This is about consciously channeling that fifth house creativity and the seventh house relationship energy together.
So creation through connection.
Exactly. You might launch revolutionary creative alliances, maybe art collectives, leadership schools, things like that. You're alchemizing relationships into sacred fire, building something transformative together.
Any specific examples?
Interestingly, the sources mention the possibility of something like Crown and Crucible, men's retreats, blending combat training maybe, with creative sovereignty work becoming really successful, especially around the Leo eclipse. It's about creating powerful new models for growth and leadership through collaboration. So, as our cosmic journey for today concludes, just remember that Aries rising isn't about being reckless. It's like the cosmos unsheathing its primal sword through you, pushing you to initiate, to lead fearlessly.
And your Leo sun. It's not vanity, it's the supernova heart of creation itself, expressing itself through you, waiting to shine authentically.
So when Pluto detonates those partnerships in your seventh house, remember the call isn't just to fight, it's to build thrones, new structures of relating that honor your sovereignty.
And when Saturn dissolves those ancestral chains in your 12th house, remember that true kings, true leaders kneel to tend wounds. They lead with compassion, with heart, not just brute force. Jupiter rewriting your bloodline story from May. Well, your fire needs to illuminate the path forward, not incinerate everything around you.
Wear your crown, yes, but wear it like armor for the sacred battles, internal and external ahead. The ultimate mandate for you in 2025 seems really clear. I lead through courage, I reign through heart.
And keep an eye on a couple more dates. Venus retrograde in Leo, July 22nd to September 3rd. That's going to test your creative integrity, right? Urging you to only create what truly aligns with your inner king's vision.
Absolutely. And then the solar eclipse in Libra on October 2nd, another reboot for relational contracts. It demands you seek out allies truly worthy of your fire, partners who can meet you on that sovereign level.
This deep dive is really just the beginning of understanding your unique path as Ares-Helios reborn in 2025. What aspect of the solar forge, this intense process, calls to you most strongly to explore next?
Ignite, think,
Yeah.
become.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.